Aloha! I try to get these readings done as close to the first of the month as possible. Today is actually the 3rd, and it is 4:20, just turned to 4:20, Oahu time. Sometimes they're a few days early, and like today, they're a few days late. Today, I'm going to use Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot cards. It's a new deck for me. I haven't really worked with it very much, but I downloaded them as an app on my phone, and I had to go out and get them just because the artwork is just so amazing. The colors are just fabulous. So for any of you that are new, typically what I do is I pull 3 cards for the month, and it kind of gives us an idea of what the energy for the month is going to be, what we need to work on. I'm not a professional card reader, so I don't know what all the little bits and pieces in each card mean. So if you pick up on more things, by all means, those are messages meant for you. I read the cards more energetically, so I feel them and get a reading from them that way. Like I said, I usually pull 3 cards. Sometimes a 4th one comes out. And I just want to remind you, since it is only February, that January's reading is also good for the entire year. So if you want to go back and look at that reading, you can find it on my YouTube channel. Well, it's only 2 cards, but it's fine. I'm just picking from the deck today. And because this is a tarot deck, it is broken down into the higher arcana, and then it's broken down into, I'm not sure what Doreen uses, but typically there are wands, swords, pentacles, and wands, swords, pentacles, and something else, I can't remember. But she's using water, she uses air, she uses earth. So she's using the elements and fire. Cups, that's the other one. Okay, so card 1 is the Sun, which was the first card I believe I turned before I shuffled the deck. So Archangel Uriel, there's the picture of the card. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. And the first thing that comes to me is the whole sentence of have confidence in yourself, because right now, even though this is an angel, I'm seeing it as a being standing on something that doesn't look very stable. Looks very much like this could just tumble down at any time. So if you're working on a project or there's something going on in your life and you don't feel very stable or secure about what is happening, remember to use that confidence. Now, a lot of times we tend to stay too long with something. We push, we force, we make an effort to complete something because we're so passionate about it. But sometimes the way to succeed at that one particular project or in a relationship or a career is actually around. It's not always the direct route. So if you feel you are struggling with something, maybe step back and just take a look and see if there's another way to get where you're going. Or maybe allow the universe to take over and allow to guide you to where you need to go instead of forcing or making that effort. To have confidence in yourself is huge. As you know, I wrote a book, Moving from the Outside In. And I'm having to start doing some speaking engagements, and I'm doing larger book signings, And sometimes it's difficult to have that confidence to come to a larger crowd of people and talk about my passion, which sounds odd, but they're not always my audience. When people come to me as clients, I know why they're coming to me. I can figure it out, and I can talk to them easily, just like these cards when they come up. I know what they're talking about. Sometimes they surprise me, by all means. But when you're dealing with a crowd of people that you don't are there but are not necessarily your target market, there has been a bit of struggle for me to try and gain another level of confidence, because I know the work I do helps everyone. But it's about coming to a place that's acceptable for introduction with each of those separate people, because it's different than when they come to me, when I go to them. So have confidence in yourself is definitely huge for me. You might connect into the happy outcome. Maybe you're just waiting on something right now, or brilliant new ideas that lead to success. If you've just gained an idea, by all means, take a chance at it, because it might be that brilliant idea that will lead to your success. So that was a 19. This is a 9. These are very cool. The Hermit, Archangel Raziel. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teachings, and self-discovery. So that has been a lot of what I've been doing lately to try and gain confidence on another level, to speak to the people that I don't know, and I don't know how I can help them at this point yet. So I've been spending a lot of time in meditation, trying to think of different ways I can make a connection on another level, to try and attract people to this work and attract people to their own healing. As common as it is now, there's still a lot of people that are hesitant to what this work is all about. I know if you're watching this that you've definitely opened your arms and your mind to the idea of this work. You've opened your heart. There's a little heart there. And that's great. We can always do more and more of this. It's not a discovery that ends. It's something that constantly continues. And for me, going to another level of spiritual awakening or experimentation is really where I'm at right now, because I haven't had a lot of time to stop as I've been trying to tell my story. And now that the story is told, I can still draw information from it, but I am taking everything to another level of healing for myself. And so I want you to know there always is another level of something. It doesn't mean you don't get a little holiday away from always having to work on ourselves or expand our minds. But when you go to that place of meditation, you get to connect some dots that maybe have been separate things up until this point, and you get to see a larger picture of where you're going, or of what you need, or you can connect more deeply with that desire that's within you. It might just be a little tiny light right now, but if you keep pondering the same question and you keep looking deep within your soul, that light's only going to get brighter. And when it does, it's exciting. And for me, that's happened, but now I feel this new shift again. So even though I know I'm in the area of work I'm supposed to, it's going to change. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but I can feel that spark starting to take off again. And so if you're just trying to find those answers, make sure you sit in meditation and You allow yourself to be guided to spiritual teachers that might be able to help move you in different directions. I had many spiritual teachers that little bits and pieces definitely helped me connect into finding my true story of myself and being able to heal from what that truth was. So the third card, the Empress, Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, and nurture yourself and others. And this card definitely goes hand in hand with everything else. If we're running on empty, if we're doing our to-do list each and every day, we don't have time to stop and figure out where we're supposed to be going. That's exactly what led me to changing my life completely. I ended up at the age of 33 being in a place that I did not like. Yet I knew I manifested my entire life. So if I didn't like where I was at 33, how did I get there? And if I had done that to myself, I needed to look back and see, I don't want to say where I went wrong because everything definitely has a purpose, but I needed to go back and try and heal or change some of my values, some of my thoughts, some of my relationships, some of my behaviors to change my 33-year-old self and then transform my future into something I wanted. Because if I tried to just move forward from 33 without looking back, I didn't see a way that I'd be able to completely move forward. So I talk about that in my book, and the reason it happened at age 33 is my oldest daughter started going to kindergarten. And so it opened up a period of time in my life where my thoughts could actually start moving in another direction. I wasn't doing my to-do list. I wasn't always spending every minute on the house, on my kids, on my job. So if you're in that space right now, I ask you to open up a space of time for yourself so that you can have that space to birth your dreams, which will also allow you to nourish yourself. And when you have that space, you're going to find that everything is going to change for you. If you're giving yourself that time right now, but you don't feel like that's happening, I want you to really take a look at the time you're taking for yourself and make sure that it definitely is what you need. Maybe just sitting and meditating in your house is not what you need. Maybe you need to do it in a garden. Maybe you need to meditate while you're on a hike, because you can go in a meditative state when you're hiking or biking or jogging. Find the place that works for you where you can connect to that deeper level of your spiritual self, that spot that it's almost like a magical place. You go there and you get the most fabulous ideas, or you gain a deeper level of understanding. And if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. If you've lost it, because sometimes life gets busy, we fall away from that, bring yourself back to that again. And if you are there right now, I congratulate you, because it is a beautiful, beautiful place to be. So the other thing I wanted to share today, that's the reading, 19, 9, and 3, if you have the deck, is Doreen Virtue's Angel Number book. I take it with me all the time when I'm traveling. Numbers come up for me constantly, and I'm always checking to see where I'm at. But the number 113 came up just as I sat down, so I wanted to share what 113 says for you. The Ascended Masters, especially the goddesses, are helping to keep your thoughts positive and loving. Call upon them without delay if you have any negative thoughts or feelings or are involved in any unpleasant situations. So call on the ascended masters, especially the goddesses, and ask for help to try and transform those negative thoughts into positive thoughts, which is the easiest thing to do. You can get rid of negative thoughts, but when you can change that pattern and make things positive instead of negative, it definitely works towards your benefit. So I hope this reading has been helpful for you today. I am always so thrilled to be able to do this and offer this to each of you every month. And have a great February.